Okay, let us start that. As I mentioned before, I will send this meeting minutes to Christy to report our performance because the Dropbox of the meeting minutes is closed. But I hope I can report each member's performance about the presentation video because this video occupying the 15% in the total mark. So
Okay. Cool.
please do
So
that.
it'll be you will be sending the meeting minutes on 19th of October, right?
Yes, 19
Yep.
October. But you
Are we going
have a
to be
good
like
do
are
that
you,
in like 18.
are you like do the work logs like what is it, like 6 to 18, or it'll be like weekly basis?
Uh, that's up to you. I just make 2 weeks log works in together.
Okay, cool.
So that's all.
Cool.
And Kim, do you send our documents to Thomas?
Yep.
Yeah.
I sent the
Thank you.
document to Tom and Rob and the Intra team in general as well. Yeah.
Well, well,
I sent the IP to Mahesh and Rob after it was signed by Christy.
yes. So
Yeah,
thanks.
and one for Tom as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think our main purpose is practicing our demonstration tools. So let us start that. Yes.
Yep.
Mhm. So
Merzer, I've given you the
I
section about user needs.
Userness,
Yeah,
cool.
because that was your role.
Yep, no
yes.
worries. And when I should be like talking about this, is it like sequential to
Yeah,
the
we'll just go from
document
top
of
to
it?
bottom. Yep.
Okay, cool. No worries.
Yeah. So whether you maybe read that before, make sure you
Yep,
can
yep.
present
I
well
can, I can,
in
I can give
yeah
it a
yeah
go through
you
like in the practice session right now. No worries.
yeah, yeah you just
Yep,
read that now and
yep,
as members we can start our demonstration.
yep. Cool.
Christy will mention that blah 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 and I will say that thanks for Ethan will introduce our project in this stage. Ethan.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, in this third and final phase of development, our team has completed the backend functionality of the web application with the help of Ninja team. Um, New functionalities has been added, such as the new selection filters, ensemble, and emission, and the big and go searching, listing, and downloading data. Existing functionalities of the web application have been updated according to user testing and feedback, including the map and its tools, time period selection, a new rewrite of the responsive layout, and other quality of life fixes. In addition, the online user menu has been completed with updated interface images and embedded videos to help users fully understand the functionalities of the application. So next, Kim will introduce the user's feedback part.
Yep. So before proceeding to showing our application in the demo, I'll just briefly talk about the user's feedback on the last two phases of the project. These phases are Agile phase 2 and 3. The feedback originates from the two user testing sessions that were held this semester. The feedback we got a concern about the usability of the user interface mostly, and have been directly implemented into our application, as you will see with the software demo shortly after. In the second phase, we have the following feedbacks from our clients. Uh, Alphabetical sorting for the variable list inside the variable selections, optimized responsive layout for smaller displays, logo of recognition of this contribution from the Indra team has also been added in for the interface. a warning for selecting an end date past the date's extent year 2099. After this year, there won't be any data to be downloaded, so we need to put this warning inside. In the third phase, we receive the following feedback: synchronization of start and end date selection. The download button has been relabeled to say search instead because it's more accurate to its function. A note explaining how the searching of data works while searching. Longitude and latitude have been limited to 3 decimal points. Smart selection tools now highlights when they are selected. Uh, new, defa- new default base map with labels and borders for locations on the map. A new base map toggle function allowing the users to switch between two base map types. There have been some significant changes to the functionality of the application. An additional time resolution selection for hourly, daily, monthly, and static. Reintroduction of ensemble member selection and adapt.
Oops.
Uh, and
Uh,
yeah, I'll just
you wanna
follow
see
that.
my screenshot sharing because I want to leave that for Jill. You will
Yeah,
introduce.
that's all right.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, next, we will have the software demo by Joe, our lead programmer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is the final product of the project. The most important addition in this last stage is the ability to finally search the climate data and download results, which I will show at the end. But for now, we'll walk through the entire process and examine the changes made this stage from development and user testing. Starting with area selection step, we have the map. As Kim mentioned, the default base map is now hybrid, so this has labels for places and borders for locations and states. We now have buttons highlight when they're currently being used, which was from user feedback. And we have a Zoom's blocking that. We have a button to change between the different base map types. Moving on to step 2, we have a new feature that synchronizes the end date with the start date. So if I select all the way back to 2014, the end date will synchronize with that, so the user won't have to scroll all the way back. We also have 2 big new changes of a reintroduction of ensemble selection with the 7 members, and emission selection, choosing between historical and emissions based on the RCP 8.5 trajectory model. This section has been renamed from download to summary because it's more accurate to its purpose, and the latitude and longitude values have been shortened to 3 decimal points. We can try and test the download feature now. A note has been added here as requested by the client to explain the search data's use, that it only returns files that contain data within the filters. Because the download can take so long, we have a spinning loading icon that informs the user the application is not frozen.
Too long.
Yeah. Once data is retrieved, we sort it into different tabs based on time resolution, and the time resolution value selected in step 2 is the default tab selected. When the user finds the file they want, they can click it to download it. Some other other advances in the. Is there a bit where you talk about the user manual, Kim?
I don't think we have one talking about the user manual.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, just scroll through it and just talk briefly about it if you want to.
Yeah. Other advances in development include the completion of the online user manual with embedded videos, and a new responsive layout. Oop, Zoom is getting in the way. And a new responsive layout rewrite that allows our application to look like this instead of how it used to look like this.
Oh, cool. Yep.
onto Merz's section now.
Yep. So I mainly talk about the user needs. So we have ensured that during the project we have developed the application to match the needs of users according to two user surveys and the clear requirements of the client Thomas. The main purpose of making this application is to save time, cost, and improve work efficiency of extracting climate data for both users and our client. We have already pointed out in the report that based on several user tests, we have speculated that our client can save about 100 working hours each year, and users can save approximately 600 hours of waiting time each year per 7 users. In addition to making those requirements, we also fulfilled others requirements as well. By gathering user needs through surveys, we found that filters, most important of them, such as ensemble and emission selection. Other requirements were extrapolated from results and testing, including allowing the application to resize responsibly to different size display, and the other one is creating an easy to use interface by breaking the process into separate sections.
Nice.
I can now pass it to Tony to talk about the contribution of each member.
Yes. Hi, I'm Tony, the project manager in the team, but I feel sorry about I have no contribution to the coding work in this stage. My most work is about documents like the report and the user manuals. Maybe a part of the content of the user manual was used in the online version. As I mentioned in the self-evaluation in this stage, our application has turned to the back-end development. I feel hard to take part in it. So I just do some small things. I like check the progress every week and report my findings to Joe and other members as a normal users to make sure our application function has met the client requirements and the user needs. In front of our client, I represent our team. In front of our team, I represent the client. So I need to be responsible for our client, ensure that our products are what our client needs. That's all. Sorry. Let Kim will introduce his contribution here.
Yep, thanks, Tony. Joe, do you think we should? I think you should just talk briefly about how we changed from GIF to WebM inside the user manual. Maybe it's an additional point that Chrissy would like to have.
Yeah, sure. I'll add that to my section now.
Yeah. So I'm just going to refill my stuff. Hi, my name is Kim. I'm the client liaison for this project. I take care of communicating and exchanging information with the client and his association. I also contributed some work inside the user manual, mainly with the overall structure, taking screenshots, videos for the demonstration, and translation from the document version to HTML. I'm responsible for certain parts inside the Agile 3 report as well, mainly with the executive summary, client acceptance criteria, and client quality expectations. I summarize the client and his his associates feedback inside the user testing session for each state to complement into the final report version. For the final phase, we need to take care of the intelligence property agreement with the client. Fortunately, he doesn't require any retirement of IP. However, the associates from CSIRO require some retirement for the backend that they have assisted us in making, mainly with the coding section. And we have successfully finalized this matter with the CSIRO project manager. Next up, we will be having Yulong.
Hi, I'm Yulong, the security and privacy leader in the team. At this stage, I mainly focus on the documentation and have real contribution to the application. In the documentation, I initially drafted the structure of the technical reference manual, and I wrote the introduction, file structure, and content, and online user manual parts inside it. For the Agile 3 report, I drafted the development progress section. I am implemented several front-end improvements to the application based on the feedback from user testing, including highlights the currently selected tool in the map toolbox. I also upgraded the time period selection input to synchronize the start date and end date with the start date is first selected. And summarizing the latitude and longitude accuracy to 3 decimals to in the summary step. That's all. Let's Ifan introduce his contributions.
Yeah, I'm Ethan. My role within the team is lead presentation. I participate in technical development via the user menu, fixing errors with the images and videos layout. I also help to make diagrams and graphics for the user menu images. Beside the application, I mainly focus on documentation about the design of the application, which is the technology acceptance model part, and production of the team's video presentation in this stage. And next, Nabil will talk about his contribution.
Hello, I'm Nabil, and I was responsible for user testing. This included technical testing of requirements and use cases, performing the testing session, and gathering results. During this phase, I prepared both white and black box testing. I performed black box testing myself to ensure the application was operating as intended. Later, I created tasks to conduct user testing, which due to COVID-19 was done online in a video conference call as done in previous phases. I have also taken part in completion of our online user manual where at first I have done the introduction, interface and steps manual pages which were later improved and updated due to changes in the web application such as the addition of new features of ensemble and emission selection. I also created images and GIFs to application for the user manual. I will pass to Mirza for his part of the.
Hi, I'm Mirza. My role in this phase was user niche mapping. In the Agile Report 3, I have contributed to the introduction and the conclusion part. During this phase, I have contributed directly to writing the online user manual and helped proof and perform the whiteboard testing with Nabil as well. Um, also, I also I have taken part in write and develop the user manual pages with Tony, Kim, and Nabil, and I have developed download downloading link page, summary, and select variable page of the user manual as well. I can now pass it to Joel as well. Joel.
I'm Joel, and I was lead technical developer during the entire project. My work this phase mainly consisted of configuring the server instance and developing the web application. Configuration of the server consisted of setting up the web server so that the application is now hosted on the provided instance, and setting up services and creating scripts to help the client with future maintenance of the program. Development of the web application consisted of writing the final goal function of the project, the data searching and downloading, and implementing lots of changes from the feedback, including the big rewrite of the responsive layout.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey Kim.
Joel, can
Where is Mario?
Kim, you gotta mute your mic if you're not talking.
All right.
Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah, my my part looks a little bit messy. Can you like look at like just to proof it one more time?
This part?
Yeah, yeah. To coherence my part, you know.
Which part?
Yeah, my part in talking of the contribution.
Your contribution?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Last time when Nabil talked about
Mm-hmm.
just doing the introduction and the conclusion, Chrissy didn't like that, so I'll get rid
Yep.
of that part.
Yep.
I have assisted Nabil to perform.
Hi, Marisa.
Yeah, bro.
Are you prepare some question for
Yeah.
Christy?
After finishing, yeah,
before
yep.
before the
You can go.
management meeting, I should make sure you have preparing that. Maybe you can ask Christy if have any chance to pass this unit, what you can do. Just make sure you full ask the Christy
Yeah.
question, not just
My.
ask a question about why I get this mark. Just ask Christy how to pass this unit, what I can do, and
Yep.
any
Definitely.
chance
Yeah.
about that.
For
Not
my plan is
focus
to like.
just for mark.
Yeah.
Get
My
it?
plan is to like after finishing of the demo,
Yeah.
I'll then talk about Christy. I have already mailed it. Like, is it possible to have some time after the meeting? I'll mainly like talk about like the result and why it is gone through, because then I will talk about like say I have talked with you guys and you guys about like what you can say that I have overcome like the red areas I have got in the peer reviews, which is not correct because I've attended all the things and I have done these and these things. Yep. And I have talked to my teammates as well, and there's a family believe that this is not the actual marking I have got. But and then I'll talk about like what are the options of passing this unit and the rest of it.
Just make sure.
Yeah, and how I can overcome with this as well. And then I'll maybe come into account with you, Joel, and the other team members.
Yeah, and that's all. And in schedule, I would like to eventually introduce the progress of the video, but I don't think so. We have enough time to do that. So maybe if you can describe the progress of the video in the Discord after the mini meeting, or
Yep, sure.
yeah.
Sure thing.
I got it.
At the
You
end,
know,
do you want me to say anything? Like after I do my part, it just kind of finishes. So do you want me to say like, that's the end of our demonstration?
yeah.
Yep, that'll be great. I guess.
We got 5 minutes.
So we got 5 minutes, but I didn't want to do anything because I want to make sure everyone can prepare their own words for demonstration. And I have a personal suggestion is about, in demonstration, maybe if you can just show your face in Christie, that will show our respect.
Sure.
Because,
Yep.
like
Okay,
this,
I'll
if you
get
can.
my laptop. Yep.
Everyone turn on webcam.
Maybe at the end, Joe can ask Chrissy if she wants to play Mario Kart with us.
No, I'm alright. I might beat her too badly and she'll get upset and fail us.
Yeah, so I think you got a few minutes to preparing that.
Yeah, I'll get my laptop now. Yep, sure thing.
That's the end of our demonstration. Thanks for listening. Oh, and I wanted to add some extra stuff to Merz's section.
Yeah.
There's only 2 dot points. I want to have like another one. So it says there was extrapolated user requirements, allowing the application to resize responsively and creating an easy to use interface. Does anyone have any other ideas?
I think they should get into Chrissy meeting. It's in 3 minutes.
Sure. quick section here.
What about I want to close that meeting because
Yeah.
we have 2 minutes and
Yeah.
Join the other one.
just waiting in
Yep.
meeting is better.
Alright, see you guys then.